In this video, I will be creating another Windows setup automation package. I'm starting this video from a GitHub page, and that's because there are a few bits of information here that I will be using for this video, and I will leave the URL in the description down below. And the reason for this video is that I got a message in my Discord from this person saying that he's trying to create a provisioning package that performs Windows updates. But the package that he created does not upgrade Windows from 22H2 to 24H2. And the reason for that is that the PowerShell module that I'm using in my videos is unable to perform Windows upgrades. So in this video I will be creating a provisioning package that will perform Windows updates and also will be able to upgrade Windows from 22H2 to 24H2. And the method that I will be demonstrating in this video will require us to have a Windows installation USB drive with Windows 11 24H2 version on it. And one thing to note is that even though I will be demonstrating this method in this video, I don't recommend using it because this will increase the provisioning time by a lot and also the upgrade will not always be successful. Instead, I recommend performing clean Windows installation with desired Windows version. And the method that I will be demonstrating in this video is not something that I like, but I had to use it multiple times myself, not for new computers, but for upgrading existing ones. Anyways, now let's go back to the main GitHub page, and here you can see all the actions that I will be including in this package. Here you can see the actions that will be executed by the provisioning package itself in the out-of-the-box experience. And these are the standard actions that I'm including in almost all of my packages. So basically the provisioning package will first disable the out-of-the-box experience, then it will execute a PowerShell script called ubisetup es1. And the script will create an admin account, then it will create a provisioning folder in C program data directory on the computer. Then it will move files from the provisioning package to the provisioning folder that it created in the previous step. After that, it will disable the privacy experience menu, configure power settings because we don't want the computer going to sleep during the provisioning process, and then it will configure run once to execute another PowerShell script called desktop provisioning ps1. And this script will be executed after the out-of-the-box experience in the user's desktop. And first it will perform Windows updates, and after installing all the updates and restarting the computer for multiple times, it will check if the computer's Windows version is lower than 24H2. And if it is, it will configure run once to execute another PowerShell script called desktop upgrade, and it will restart the computer. And after the restart, the Windows upgrade will be executed. Then after the upgrade, once again, a desktop-provisioning ps1 script will be executed. And once again, it will perform Windows updates after the upgrade. But this time, after performing Windows updates, it will skip the Windows version check. One thing to note is that we can also use the desktop provisioning script to execute other provisioning actions like configuring Windows and installing software. And that's basically it for all the actions that I will be including in this provisioning package. Now before I can start creating the package, first I need to create the Windows installation USB drive, because like I said before, the provisioning package will be using the USB drive to perform the Windows upgrade. And to create the USB drive, I will be using the Windows Media Creation tool. And to download this tool, I will click on the link that I have here that brings me to the Windows 11 download page. Here we want to go to create Windows installation media and click on download now. And the download should start. Then I will go to my downloads folder. Here we have the executable. I will execute it. And now I will accept the license terms. And here you need to make sure to uncheck use the recommended options for this PC because otherwise you can get very unexpected behaviors. Then I will click next. Now I will select USB drive in here, click next once again. And then we need to select the USB drive that we want to use for the Windows installation. Make sure that you are using a USB drive without any data because the drive will be formatted and the data will be lost. So I will select this USB drive and then I will click next. And now we need to wait a bit for the USB drive to be created. And the USB drive was successfully created. Now I will click on finish and go back to my GitHub page because here I have the PowerShell scripts that I will be using inside of my provisioning package. The first script that I will be downloading is ubisetup ps1. I will click on it. And this is the main script that will be executed inside of the provisioning package. And this script will create the administrator account, then it will create the provisioning folder in C program data directory on the computer. Then it will move files from the provisioning package to the provisioning directory that it created in the previous step. After that, it will disable the privacy experience menu, and then it will configure run once to execute the desktop provisioning PS1 script. And after configuring run once, it will also configure power settings, and then that's basically it. Now we need to click on the button right here to download the script, go back to the GitHub page, and the next script that I will be downloading is the desktop provisioning PS1. And this will be the first script that will be executed in the user's desktop after the out-of-the-box experience. And the script will first wait for the internet connection. After the internet connection is detected, it will install a PowerShell module called PS Windows Update and also all the prerequisites. After installing the module, it will use that module to install Windows updates. After the Windows updates are installed, it will check if the computer needs a restart. And if the computer needs a restart, it will configure once again a run once to execute the same script. And it will run once again, it will wait for the internet connection, then it will install the updates until there are no updates to install. So after installing all of the updates, it will check the Windows version. If the Windows version is less than 24H2, it will configure a run once to execute a PowerShell script called desktop upgrade, and then it will restart the computer. And if you have other provisioning actions that you want to perform, like software installation or some Windows configuration, you can insert it in here, because this script will be executed once again after the upgrade. So basically it for this script. Now to download it, we can click on the button right here, go back to the GitHub page, and now we need to download the last script called desktop upgrade. And the script will be responsible for upgrading the computer. And for this script to work correctly, we need to provide our USB drive name that contains the Windows installation files. Because in this video I'm using the media creation tool, the USB drive that it created for Windows installation is called ESD-USB, the same name as you can see here in the script. And we need to provide the USB name because it will look for that USB drive, and then it will use the Windows installation files for performing the upgrade. After the USB name, in here we have a creation of batch file. And this batch file will execute the PowerShell script called desktop provisioning PS1. Basically, it's the same script that performs Windows updates and other actions. And to execute it, we are creating a batch file, and we'll be executing that batch file after the Windows upgrade. After creating the batch file, we have the search for the USB drive, and then after we find the USB drive, we are executing a compatibility check. This will check if the computer can be upgraded to the newer version. After the compatibility check, we have the action for performing the upgrade itself. And in here we have the post UBI action, and this is to execute the batch file that we created in here, and this batch file will execute the provisioning script once again. And that's basically it. Now to download this script, let's click on the button right here. Now in my downloads folder, I have the media creation tool, so I will remove it. And then I will have only the 3 PowerShell scripts that I will download it from my GitHub page. And now I can start creating the provisioning package. And for that, I will go to Windows Configuration Designer. I will click on File and New Project. Here I will name the package. Then I will click Next. Next. In here I will select all Windows Desktop editions, click Next, and then Finish. First, I will be disabling the out-of-the-box experience, so I will go to Runtime Settings. I will click on UBI in here, and then for the hide UBI, we need to select True. Next, we need to package our scripts inside of this provisioning package and configure the execution for the UBI setup PS1 script. And for that, I will go to Provisioning Commands, Device Context. I will first click on Command Files, then I will click Browse, and then I will go to my Downloads folder. I will select all of the PowerShell scripts and click on Open. Then I will click Add, and then we can see our PowerShell scripts in the package. Next, I will click on the command line and go back to my GitHub page. Because here I have the line that I will be using, and here I'm executing PowerShell, setting the execution policy to bypass, and executing the UBI setup PS1 script. So I will click on the button right here to copy this line, go back to the package, and insert it here. And this line right here will execute the Ubi script inside of the provisioning package. And that's basically it. Now we can generate the package. And for that, I will click on Export Provisioning Package. Here I will click Next, 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 and then Build. Then I will click on the output location. In here, we only care about the file called package.ppkg. So I will right click on it, select copy. Then I will go to my Windows installation USB drive and insert the provisioning package in that USB drive. And now to demonstrate how this provisioning package works, I will go to my VMware workstation. Here I have a Windows 11 virtual machine that is inside of the out-of-the-box experience. And if I open a command line window and enter WinVer, you can see that the version number for this virtual machine is 22H2. So basically the same as in the request. Now to execute the provisioning package inside of this virtual machine, the only thing that I need to do is to connect the USB drive to this virtual machine. And to do that, I will go to VM, removable devices, and then I will connect the USB drive. And now we need to wait for the provisioning process to finish, and let's see what's going to happen. And as you can see, the provisioning process is over. And if I go to my start menu and type WinVer to check the Windows version, you can see that the current Windows version is 24H2. That means that the provisioning process was successful. And it took about 1 hour to perform Windows updates and also the upgrade. And that's why I don't recommend this method. Instead, I suggest that you use Clean Windows installation. And that's basically it for this video. Like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and see you in the next one.